Hello friends, welcome to all. Today's our topic on design of single phase induction motor. In our previous lecture we study about design of three phase induction motor. In design of three phase induction motor we study on how to design a stator winding, stator core, rotor winding, rotor core, how to find number of stator slot and how to find number of poles and some factor which are affecting the number of poles and number of slot. And then we study about the output equation of three phase induction motor and D and L value, which is our main dimension, and also we study on specific magnetic loading and specific electric loading. Now in this lecture we started a design of single phase induction motor. As we know that a single phase induction motor construction are similar to the three phase induction motor. There is also a starter and a rotor. In three phase induction motor we use number of slot in a stator for a stator winding, and also for a squirrel cage motor we use a rotor bar as an rotor conductor. Now in single phase motor, a single phase winding is put in the stator slot and the stator is made of silicon steel stamping, and a rotating cylindric part which is made of steel stamping is called a rotor. In a single phase machine, for a stator winding there is a two part, a main winding and stator winding, and here is the rotor and the shaft are there. Now rotor has also number of slot are there, and we are one rotor winding on the rotor. Here we see the different types of single phase induction motor. We study about the single phase induction motor working and operating characteristics, construction, and also different types of single phase induction motor, and some starting method of single phase induction motor we study on our previous semester AC machine. Now in this subject, in subject we study about design of single phase induction motor, but we just revise the whole single phase induction motor in this lecture. So first, the single phase induction motor are classified as a resistance split phase motor, capacitor phase motor, and shaded pole motor. As we already know that the motor are not self-starting, and when single phase voltage is given to the winding, then alternating flux is produced. And as we know that this alternating flux in a single phase machine are not rotating flux. So we are employed some method for the produce rotating magnetic flux. First one is a resistance split phase motor. In resistance split phase motor, in the stator we have a two winding. One is called a running winding and one is called as a stator there is a two winding. One is called the running winding and one is called the starting winding. It's also called a auxiliary winding. The starting winding is high resistance and low reactance, where for the running winding low resistance and high inductive reactance are there. At the time of starting, the centrifugal switch are there which is closed. At the time of starting, the winding receives supply current, and current Im which is taken by the main winding, and current Is which is taken by the starting winding. The two current produce two fluxes as if the motor behave as a two phase motor, and the resultant flux is rotating flux, and the rotor begins to rotate. When the motor reaches to 70-80% of the full load speed, the centrifugal switch is open and the starting winding is electrically disconnected. In some cases, behalf of centrifugal switch, we use a relay for the uh, cut or join the starting winding. The motor starting torque is about 1 to 1.5 of the full load torque. And this type of motor are very cheapest. So we used in a driving fans, centrifugal pumps, oil burner, blowers, sewing machine, washing machine, and etc. This machine is range of 1 to 1 upon 20 horsepower or 1 by 3rd horsepower. As we know that a single phase machine are used for the small capacity motor, and so this type of motor we also called a fractional horsepower motor, or we also called a fractional kilowatt motors. Now the second one is capacitor split phase motor. The capacitor split phase motor, we use a capacitor for the producing rotating magnetic flux. There are three types of capacitor start induction run motor, permanent capacitor motor, and capacitor start capacitor run motor. Now there are two windings on there. So in capacitor start induction motor, we use a 250 microfarad capacitor as are connected in series with the starting winding, and the current taken by the starting winding are leading, and voltage and current taken by which are lagging the voltage. Running winding is lagging the voltage, where starting winding leading the voltage. So phase difference between IS and IM, our starting winding current and our main winding current is about 80 to 90. So the motor act like a two-phase motor, and the rotating magnetic field is produced and motor will run. Now it's reached to 70-80% of the speed of rated speed. At that time starting winding is electrically disconnected. This type of motor is used in drilling machines, lathe machines, pumps, refrigerator, compressor, air conditioner, etc. Now the second one is a permanent capacitor type motor. In this type of motor, our construction is same as our capacitor start induction run motor, but in this type of motor, the capacitor we connected permanently, and in the running condition the capacitor are also there. So this type of motor are generally used in a ceiling or table fan, because this type of motor has low value torque. Now the next one is capacitor start capacitor run motor. In this type of motor we have a two capacitor. One is connected with the series and one is connected with the centrifugal switch. When the centrifugal switch at the starting, when the centrifugal switch is closed, at that time the capacitor 1 is connected and capacitor 2 is also connected in our starting winding. After some times the capacitor 1 is disconnected and capacitor 2 is connected in running condition. This type of motor is generally used in a drilling machines, blower, refrigerator and air conditioning. Now the next one is shaded pole type induction motor. The shaded pole induction motor is simply a self-starting single-phase induction motor. One of the pole is shaded by the copper ring, and the copper ring is also called as a shaded rings. This copper ring acts as a secondary winding for the motor, and the shaded pole motor rotates only in one particular direction. The reverse movement of this motor is not possible. If we have to revise this type of resistance split motor or capacitor split motor, we have just revised the starting winding or a main winding. But in a shaded pole motor, the reverse movement of the motor is not possible. The shaded pole machine are used for the low power rating. The power loss are very high in the shaded pole induction motor, and the power factor of motor is also low. The starting torque induced in the induction motor are also very low. Because of the following reason, this motor has very poor efficiency and their design are kept for the low power rating. Now the comparison of single phase induction motor and three phase induction motor. First we see that in a three phase induction motor, the three phase induction motor has a high starting torque, where single phase induction motor has low starting torque. The three phase induction motor, the high power output are there, where in single phase induction motor low power output. Three phase motor has less losses, where single phase induction motor has more losses. The efficiency of three phase induction motor is higher, wherein single phase induction motor has low efficiency. The three phase induction motor, the temperature rise is very low, where single phase induction motor more temperature rise. For a three phase induction motor, no auxiliary winding. There is no any in a stator, only one winding, but in a single phase induction motor need auxiliary winding, which is called the starting winding. Now three phase induction motor are self started, where single phase induction motor are made self start by modification of the starting winding. Now the next is the cost of three phase induction motor is very high, where the single phase induction motor cost is very less. It's used in widely in industrial areas, where single phase induction motor are mainly used in household application. There are some terminology which are used for a single phase induction motor design, where V, which is a rated supply voltage, I, which is a full load current for main winding and also called as a running winding, F, which is the supply frequency, P, which is the number of pole, Ns, which is the synchronous speed, which we find out by 120 F by P in RPM. Now small ns, which is the synchronous speed in RPS, Tm, which is the number of turns for main winding, phi, which is the flux per pole, where Kw, which is the winding factor, and winding factor which we find out by multiplication of pitch factor and distribution factor. Now cos phi, which is our power factor, tau p, which is equal to pole pitch. Here we find the pole pitch in meter. BAV, which is a specific magnetic loading, also called average flux density in the air gap. This derives in Tesla per square meter, whereas AC, which is a specific electric loading, which is in armature conductor per meter of armature periphery. Now the eta for the full load efficiency of the motor. So here is some terminology for the single phase induction motor. Now we find the relation of between kVA, BAV, AC and output coefficient and output equation. So we find out the output equation and relation between this pi value. Now find out the output equation of single phase induction motor. First we write the output equation kVA, which is equal to VI into 10 raised to minus 3, which is in kilowatt ampere. So V into I, which is our output. Now for the kilo we have to multiply with 10 raised to minus 3. Now we know that a voltage or EMF equation for the induction motor is, which is 4.44 kW into phi into Tm. Tm, which is our number of turn for main winding, phi, which is our flux, F, frequency and Kw, winding factor. So we find out a voltage with this equation. Now we put the value of voltage in our output equation. So we find kVA is equal to 4.44 kW F into 5 into Tm into I into 10 raised to minus 3. Now we know that a flux phi, which is equal to our flux density into area. So flux density, which is equal to our specific magnetic loading BAV, and area, which is equal to our total area per pole, which is area we find out by our, suppose our diameter is D and the length of the rotor is L. So pi into D is our total periphery, multiply with L, we find total area, which is pi dl, and divided by number of poles, so we find area per pole. So here is the total area into BAV is equal to 5. Now we second find out value of AC. So here value of AC, which is equal to, AC is our specific electric loading, and the value of specific electric loading is Iz upon pi d. Now Z, which is equal to number of conductor, so we write here 2 into number of turn. The number of turn multiply with the 2, we get value of number of conductor upon pi d. So here I into Tm, which is equal to AC into pi d by 2. So second equation we derived. Now our frequency Ns, which is equal to 120 F by P. So frequency F, which is equal to Ns into P by 120. Now Ns, which is in RPM, so we convert into RPS, multiply with the 60. So Ns into 60, which is equal to capital Ns into P by 120. So we get Ns P by 2. So frequency is equal to Ns into P by 2. Now we put value of flux, Tm and frequency in our output equation, which we derived here. So the output equation becomes kVA 4.44 kWF 5 Tm into I into 10 raised to minus 3. So we find all the value. First we write frequency phi is equal to Ns into P upon 2. Now flux phi, which is equal to BAV into pi d upon P into L. Now Tm into I, which is equal to AC into pi d by 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. So first we find all the value. For frequency we find this value, flux we find this value, and Tm into I we find this value, and then we put this value in output equation. So we get equation, output equation Q is equal to, now we multiply this 4.44 divided by 2, we get 2.22, divided by 2 we get 1.11. So 1.11 into pi, so pi square into kW into BAV into AC into 10 raised to minus 3 into d square L into Ns. Now this value 1.1 pi square kW BAV AC and 10 raised to minus 3, this all are value constant. So we are taken this value as our output coefficient. So our value Q is equal to C0 d square lns, which is our output equation, and value of C0 for output coefficient is become C0 1.11 pi square kW BAV AC into 10 raised to minus 3, which is our output coefficient value. Now we multiply pi square and we get 11 into kW into BAV into AC into 10 raised to minus 3 C0. So here is the output equation and here is the output coefficient equation. Now generally the output of the motor is given in horsepower, and if efficiency we have an eta and some power factor, we convert the value of horsepower is converted into kVA. So for the horsepower value we convert in kVA with the help of Q is equal to horsepower multiply with the 0.746 and we get this value in kilowatt. Now divide with the efficiency and power factor, we find the value in kVA. So convert horsepower to kVA, we use this formula. So now in this lecture we study about single phase induction motor and the different types of single phase induction motor, and then we study how the single phase induction motor are differ from the three phase induction motor. Then we derived the equation for output of single phase induction motor, which is Q is equal to C0 d square L ns, and also value of output coefficient we find out. Now D and L both are unknown value. Now suppose we have to design a motor, we have an output and we assume the value of flux density and current density, we find out the value of output coefficient, and for a given speed we find the motor size, actually the value of main dimension, which is D and L, the rotor diameter and rotor length. Thank you.